I'm David Hill. In this video, I wanted to show you the method I used to go from zero to $120,000 a year using my consulting business. So let's jump right into it, and I'll take us inside my computer. And here we are. Right, okay, so here we go. Here's a presentation. My consulting blueprint, the David Hill consulting blueprint, the blueprint I use to get clients and go from $0 to $120,000. And if you want to know more, my link to my website is there at the bottom of the page. Right, to www.davidhillmethod.com/consulting. Let's take us through the presentation as we go out. What's the next point? Here, let's move that over. Right, what's the next point? Well, to do this, I used my 3-step system, which I've used with all consulting clients, and I use it to both for managing consulting projects and to get consulting clients. So what does that look like? Well, I have my first step is vision. We create a vision of what we need, and for us, to get our consulting clients, we figure out where we are and what we need to do and various other things. We create that vision, and then we move forward to the next step, which is design. Step 2, design. We design a blueprint, a solution to our problem, that to get clients or a solution to our client's problem. And then in step 3, we create. In step 3, we create the solution that we designed in step 2. So what does this look like when we actually take it to my consulting blueprint? We move to the next step. Well, here it is, my consulting blueprint. So I'll take you through this. Section 1, vision. We identify your current position, identify your ideal position, we identify your skills, knowledge and experience, and we identify your ideal client. We can then move on to section 2, design. In section 2, design, we research your ideal client's needs and wants. How can we help them? What do they need? What do they respond to? What are they looking for? Some people would describe it, what's their bleeding neck? What are they absolutely looking for at this moment, and that's going to cause them to come and buy from you? We research existing service providers and how they approach it, and identify what they're offering, not because you're comparing them, because you're trying to see what the current offer is in the market, so that you can be different and you can stand out. The next step is to identify how to reach your client. So we've got to actually find a client who we can reach, and if we can't reach them, then we probably need to go back to section 1 into vision, because if you can't reach the client, or you can't reach the client easily and profitably, then you're going to struggle. There's no way you're going to have a good business, because you've got to be able to reach your client. But anyway, we identify how to reach the client, and then once we've got answers to all these three steps here, we can actually design a service solution. So we can say, right, we're aiming for this ideal client and we're going to offer this service to them, and that's how we're going to move forward. And once we're happy with that, section 2, design, is complete, and we at this point we can create your vision blueprint, which essentially allows you to identify every step that needs to be completed to get your ideal client. It looks like this. This is my vision blueprint, my consulting blueprint for my consulting practice when I started out, and it's the one I used to go from nothing to $120,000 per year, just by doing this system. Once section 2 is complete, design, we then move on to section 3, create. What we do here in this section is we actually build the blueprints which you've created in the design section. And so for me, for this consulting blueprint, we develop the offer to the client. So we take that service solution that we want to provide, and we say, what is the offer? What am I going to guarantee them, and what's going to make them step forward? We also build a lead magnet in line with that offer. Let's just rub all this out. There we go. We also build a lead magnet here, which is in line with the offer. So that lead magnet is something that's going to going to create, is something that the potential customer is interested in, something they're going to click on. They're going to exchange their contact details for this lead magnet. So it might be a guide on how you do something. It might be a series of videos. It might be a free Zoom call that you're offering every week for them to join to find out more about your product and your service and how it can help them. Once we've done this and we've developed a lead magnet, we actually create a sales letter. Now, in some cases, you might write the sales letter and the lead magnet together, but there's got to be a process to the step. It doesn't matter which one, but ultimately we need a sales letter. Now, that sales letter might end up being on your website. It might be a letter that you physically mail to people. It might be an email that you email to potential clients. You could turn this sales letter into a video. It could be a VSL, a video sales letter, but we've got to create some kind of sales letter. In my case, the sales letter was a physical letter for a lot of my clients, and I could just email it to them, but that's because of the client and the type of client I was offering, the type of service I was offering. But it'll much depend upon who your ideal client is. So the next item then is we run ads. Now, what we're trying to do here is, if you have the type of clients that you can only reach by running ads because you don't have an existing list, you're not in the industry and you don't have existing clients or people who have bought from you previously, or you know the names of people who might want to buy from you, then we have to run ads to get in front of them. The idea of running these ads was to build a list, which is this item here. And we built that list. That's a list of potential leads, or a list of leads who are potential customers. I also built that list by I identified the type of person who may want my services, and I was able to go to the internet, find them, and then get their email address so I can contact them, and I can move to the next step after we've built a list, is to send the sales letter or the copy, whichever it is, the link or the video, to your leads. So to that list that you've built of people who potentially could be your customer or who have expressed an interest in being your customer. So we send that sales letter to them, and then a proportion of those people will arrange meetings and have a discovery call. Now, for me, that was a discovery call, or in some cases it was an in-person meeting, so that I could meet them and we could discuss what they wanted. Now, in your case, you could do it as a Zoom call, Teams call, or something like that. And essentially what you're trying to do at this point is you're trying to sell them on committing to using you and your services. Now, this is the point where you actually pitch the full offer to them and you pitch your service to them. Now, if we finish there, the outcome of that meeting will either be that you make no sale or you make a sale. Now, if you make a sale and the lead becomes a client, well, you're finished. That's it. You can deliver that service and you will get the money coming in from making that sale. If you make no sale here, then this is very important. You have to move that client on and continue to nurture them. Now, what that means is you move them to an email list, or you move to a method where you're contacting them every so often and just letting them know you're here, and you're trying to move them on the journey so that they commit to buying and they buy your service. Or rather, they might come back to you and they want another discovery call here. That might be okay. It might not. It depends on how busy you are, whether you can facilitate it, and how much a client is worth. A client could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So in that situation, obviously, I'll be willing to do another discovery call within reason. Again, you've got to be careful here. You don't want to be wasting your time. But essentially, the core thing is you must continue to nurture those leads until they become buyers here, and then you're finished and you can deliver your service. Okay, so very quickly there, I have taken you through my consulting blueprint. It looks simple. In fact, there's only 3 steps to it, and the outcome here is the sale. It's the sales process. So this was how I got customers. So this is how I went from nothing to 120k a year. Seems simple. Now, the work is in identifying your ideal client. You design in your service solution and your blueprint, and then developing and creating this section, developing the offer and creating this section. But in essence, it's relatively simple. Okay, so now I've shown you that, and I'll tell you now, this has taken over 10 years to develop this and realize what you need to do. This is not something I invented yesterday. In fact, when I started out, I didn't know this, and I stumbled across this. But this is how I went from nothing to 120k a year. This is the process. Right. So maybe at this point you've seen my consulting blueprint, and it's the one like I said, it took me from nothing to 120k per year. I want to take you through how my system works. I want you to take you through the wider system, my 3-step system to getting clients and delivering projects for clients. And I would like to invite you to join my free online community, Vision Build Club. And to do that, either click, if you've got a PDF version of this, click on the button below, or go to www.davidhillmethod.com/consulting. When you get there, you'll be able to download this document. You'll be able to download a copy of my consulting blueprint. But the difference is that's mine for my ideal client. So you need to figure out what your ideal client is, and your blueprint, your individual blueprint might look different to this. But either way, if you go to this web address at the bottom here, www.davidhillmethod.com/consulting, you'll be able to download this, and you'll be able to find out more about my 3-step system and how I delivered over $180 million worth of client projects using this system. Thank you very much, and I hope to speak to you in the future.